how do you feel about your genmates, the other members of NIJISANJI 11th Wave, NIJISANJI EN 11th Wave, by the beat? I love every single one of them very, very much. Something I really, really love about Seible is that he has a very enterprising mind. You know, he's a very individual thinker. He's got a lot of big ideas and plans for how to make those ideas happen. Honestly, he's going to be a monster. You're not ready for Seible. He's very, very clever. He's very, very inventive, very creative, and I really, really admire that about him. I also love how compassionate he is. This is a really big one for me. I think Frio mentioned during his debut that we actually did, in fact, go to Japan together before debut. We spent a week in Japan. Tragically, I fell ill day one. I got sick, and I spent half of the trip, more than half of the trip, quarantined in a hotel room. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck in my room. It was so sad. It was the most tragic timing ever. The same day, I didn't even say anything to the others yet. I had only spoken to staff about it. I was like, hey, I'm really sick and I'm very sorry, but I can't do anything anymore. What do I do? What do we do? How do we fix this? I didn't say anything to them. I don't think I even sent it in a channel where they could have seen it, but they weren't pinged. They would have had to look for it. Same day, Seible had prepared like this care package of food and drinks and something that really stuck with me. He went out of his way to get me a box of Darjeeling tea and a container of honey. And the reason that stuck with me is because months prior, when we were in training, just getting to know each other, I told him that when I'm sick, I really like to drink tea with honey and that it makes me feel better just because that's what my mom would give me when I was little. And he remembered that. And it just really stuck with me. He's very, very sweet. And even after that, the whole trip, he was very dedicated to like checking on me and making sure I was okay. And he would give me updates on what they did that day so I didn't feel left out. He's such a sweetheart. I love Seible. He's so good.
Seible's kind of like an enigma. Sometimes you don't know what he's thinking. But in the end, he's always extremely kind. He's very considerate. I noticed this in Japan. He was always opening doors for people. He was always like letting people take the seat in the train. He was always guiding people around. It was very helpful. It was very nice. And not just to us, he was very nice to every staff member. I mean, we all have been extremely grateful to staff, so there's no reason to be mean, but it was very nice getting to know each other. I think after the Japan trip, we really bonded and are really comfortable.
Kei-chan's always been so considerate about like everyone else too. Oh my god, Kei-chan's so good. His singing is so good too. I aspire. ケイちゃんはかっこよくて強く見える。でも周りがね、そう思うし、バウンサーだけあってね、全てを一人で解決しようとするし、見えないところで努力して笑いながら自分が誰よりも努力してることを隠そうとする。そうするがゆえに、結果はさ、褒められるけど、周りはそこまでの過程を忘れてしまう。だから僕たちね、バイザビートは誰よりもケイちゃんの頑張りにいっぱい気づいていっぱい褒めないといけないと思う。
Kaelix, I would say, is like the golden retriever of the group. I've never seen him sad. He always takes every situation in a positive turn and tries to cheer everyone up. He's always excited. He was the one that was always like looking forward to speak to us the most when we were getting to know each other. He like wanted to get every opportunity to get to know each other. And I think that's adorable of him.
Next up in the debut order, we have Frio. Something I really love about him is that he's very, very considerate. He's very mindful. He's the most mindful of us all. He thinks about every single thing in any situation. He's the first one to come up with like, oh, wait, I think this could be better. Or like, oh, wait, wouldn't this be a problem? And I really, really, really appreciate that because I find that whenever I'm in a real-time like planning situation, for example, like we need to plan this collab or figure out this event or figure out the schedule for this, I'm always fine with everything when the meeting is happening. And then after the meeting's over, it's like I've got 10 billion questions that I forgot to ask because I didn't know about them yet. And I'm like, oh, wait, I should have said this. Frio says it on the spot every single time. Like he's always the first person to raise his hand. And I love that very, very much about him. It's helped me a lot so far. And that also extends to him just interpersonally, like in our just friendship. Because he's very mindful of like, oh, would you mind this? Or would this be okay to do? Or, oh, I think this would be good for us because X, Y, and Z. And I just really, really appreciate that he's so thoughtful. simultaneously, I also really admire his vocal abilities and his mixing abilities.
Okay, じゃあフリちゃんね、Did you see the rap? Did you see the trilingual rap? That was so やばい。ガチめのやばい。But even outside of that, you guys, everyone is just so kind and caring, and I feel so blessed. Yeah. フリちゃんはちょっと怒ってるように見えるけど、本当に心優しくて、なんかいつも周りが最高にかっこよく輝くためにすごく努力してBy the Beatを支えてくれてる。でも少し皮肉なことにね、デザイナーでありながらも自分自身の唯一無二の輝きを疑いがち。自信がないとかそういうのじゃないと思う。でもなんか多分デザイナーだからこそやと思う。だからさ、うちらBy the Beatが誰よりもデザイナーを光らせないといけないと思う。
And then, of course, last but not least, we have Jisan. We have Mr. Zeal Ginjoka. I really, really love that guy. I feel like I really clicked with him early on. I think we have a lot of interests in common, especially. We like a lot of the same cozy games, for example. So I really look forward to the chance to play some with him in the future. And he's very, very, he's very sweet in the sense that, if something troubles me and I don't say anything because I don't know yet that it's really troubling me, he's the one to reach out and be like, hey, how'd you feel about this? And I'm like, oh, actually, I didn't really like that. He's like, yeah, I had a feeling. How do you want to fix this? Right? And I don't know. I really appreciate that about him. He's proactive in reaching out and making sure that everything's cool. And he's similarly to Frio, he's very considerate of things, right? Likewise, I also really, really respect and admire his talents, his skills as a musician. I'm honestly floored. I feel like I won the lottery big time to be here with him. Gotta work like 10 times harder to keep up, honestly. I just think he's so legendary. I admire Zeal so much. He is a cherished member of By the Beat for me.
Gincha's just so good at making music. Did you guys see the EP announcement thing? That's so... Did you see the music video? やばいよあれ。すごいよ。ぜひ見てください。めっちゃかっこいいもん。銀ちゃんはやっぱり声が低いし、いつもバーテンしてるからすごくね、強者の印象があると思う。でも僕が気づいたことは、いつもBy the Beatでお客さんの話を聞いてあげて幸せをいっぱい与えてるけど、話をすごく聞いてあげるがゆえに、意外と銀ちゃん本人は人に頼ることを戸惑う。だからうちらのメンバーがやっぱ誰よりもね、銀ちゃんのバーテンにならないといけないと思う。
Zeal's kind of like a gentle giant in a way. Of course, not just because of his height, because he's someone so capable, so skilled. You guys saw he made a whole EP by himself for debut. And he made the animation for his music video. But he's also so humble and so gentle. A very comforting presence, I think.
I'm really fortunate to be in a group that I mesh so well with. Before I joined By the Beat, I knew I wanted to, join kind of a group to, rejoin the music industry and, try new things. But I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't mesh well with everyone. And I was kind of ready to accept that. I was like, that's how it could be, right? That's sometimes how things go. But the day that I met everyone, I immediately was like, oh, I'm ride or die for these guys. They're so nice. They're so cool. We're on the same wavelength. I feel like we've got such a good group mindset. There'll be times where one of us will kind of hold back an idea, right? And they'll be like, now you guys can turn it down because, you know, it's kind of a big thing or whatever. And, you know, but I was thinking that'd be cool if we did this. And every single time that happens, every single time one of us brings up an idea like that, we all agree. We're all like, oh, I'm glad you said it because I thought that'd be so cool. You know, we're on the same wavelength, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so happy and excited to see what we can do in the future.
Like, everyone is so amazing. Like, everyone is so kind. Everyone is so cool. And everyone is so amazing. And you guys, not just because like my job is the promoter of the live house or anything, like I need you to know just how cool and amazing and great and talented everyone is. Please understand me. You know, oh my god, like I'm just so grateful for NIJISANJI to bring us together. And I wake up every morning just so thankful that I have the opportunity to hang out with Kei-chan and Gin-chan and Furi-chan, you know, and it's crazy. They are so cool. I just think they're so amazing. ありがとう。なんかかっこいいも嬉しい。はい、ということ、はい、そうです。はい。